Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from second canto, chapter 4, chapter entitled The Process of Creation. Text number 11. Suta uvacha इत्युपमन्त्रितो राज्ञा गुणानुकथने हरेः ऋषिकेशमनुस्मृत्य प्रतिवक्तुं प्रचक्रमे। सूत उवाच इत्युपमन्त्रितो राज्ञा गुणानुकथने हरेः ऋषिकेशम् अनुस्मृत्य प्रतिवक्तुं प्रचक्रमे। सूत उवाच इति उपमन्त्रितो राज्ञा गुणानुकथने हरेः ऋषिकेशम् अनुस्मृत्य प्रतिवक्तुं प्रचक्रमे। गुणानुकथने हरेः ऋषिकेशमनुस्मृत्य प्रतिवक्तुं प्रचक्रमे। सूत उवाच इति उपमन्त्रितो राज्ञा गुणानुकथने हरेः ऋषिकेशम् अनुस्मृत्य प्रतिवक्तुं प्रचक्रमे। सूत उवाच इति उपमन्त्रितो राज्ञा गुणानुकथने हरेः शम् अनुस्मृत्य प्रतिवक्तुं प्रचक्रमे. Word for word meanings. Suta uvacha. Suta Goswami said, Iti, thus, Upamantritah, being requested, Ragya, by the king, Guna Anukathane, in describing the transcendental attributes of the Lord. Harehe, of the personality of Godhead. Rishikesham, the master of the senses. Anusmritya, properly remembering. Prativaktum, just to reply. Prachakrame, executed the preliminaries. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Suta Goswami said, When Shukdev Goswami was thus requested by the king to describe the creative energy of the personality of Godhead, he then systematically remembered the master of the senses, Sri Krishna, and to reply properly, he spoke thus. Purport. The devotees of the Lord, while delivering speeches and describing the transcendental attributes of the Lord, do not think that they can do anything independently. They think that they can speak only what they are induced to speak by the Supreme Lord, the master of the senses. The senses of the individual being are not his own. The devotee knows that such senses belong to the Supreme Lord and that they can be properly used when they are employed for the service of the Lord. The senses are instruments and elements are ingredients, all endowed by the Lord. Therefore, whatever an individual can do, speak, see, etc., is under the direction of the Lord only. The Bhagavad Gita 15.15 confirms this. Sarvasya chaham ridhi sannivishto matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. No one is free to act freely and independently, and as such, one should always seek the permission of the Lord to act or eat or speak, and by the blessing of the Lord, everything done by a devotee is beyond the principles of the four defects typical of the conditioned soul. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So I welcome everyone to the daily morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. Kindly pray that I can speak in line with the Guru Parampara and something which inspires all of you and myself also in devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So during the initial years of the Hare Krishna movement, during about October 1966, November in New York, Srila Prabhupada used to give lectures downstairs and he had his place of staying somewhere upstairs. So there was a tape recorder and Srila Prabhupada used to insist that all of his talks be recorded. He was very insistent. In fact, it was so much so that he used to stop speaking till the devotees can change the tapes. The tapes used to finish. It was an old 1966 tape recorder. It was 25 kgs almost. And there were two brothers, Brahmanand Prabhu and Garga Muni Prabhu. Both were working, but they used to help Srila Prabhupada. So Brahmanand Prabhu had a big body, so he used to carry that tape recorder to downstairs where Prabhupada used to give the lecture. And then Garga Muni Prabhu used to set up that thing before the talk began. So then one time, Garga Muni Prabhu asked Srila Prabhupada that we are just coming, it was just initial days, 1966 is very initial days of the movement. So he asked Prabhupada that we are just coming and having prasad, hearing lectures, dancing, having nice kirtan and going away. Is there anything that we can do for you? So Srila Prabhupada answered that the duty of the spiritual master is to serve Sri Krishna and the duty of the disciple is to assist the spiritual master in his work. Now these were very new people, so they were not knowing what is the work Srila Prabhupada is doing. Garg Muni Prabhu says that I used to think Srila Prabhupada is not doing a job. So what is his work? How do I help him in that? So then he realized that Srila Prabhupada is translating books daily and major part of the time he is working on that. So that was on his mind and he used to go for his work. In the meantime, there were some bookshops in which the Back to Godhead initial magazines were kept. and he used to see the windows and sometimes go inside the shops just to see whether the books are selling or not. So sometimes he used to stand in front of the shops. One time, as he was passing, there was one electronic shop, Grundig. Grundig is a consumer electronic company in those times, nowadays also, based in Germany. So they used to have that very special type of instruments, electronics things. So then something caught his eye. He saw one instrument which looked like a miniature tape recorder, and the label said dictaphone. So in his words, he says, he thought to himself, what the hell is a dictaphone? It was very new. So almost, I was studying, it was invented around 1955 or something, just 5 years back. And these devotees did not know. So he went inside and he was thinking that I should assist Srila Prabhupada in his work. Maybe this is a tape recorder. So he asked the shopkeeper, what is this dictaphone? So the shopkeeper said that it is a device that lawyers and doctors use to keep notes. So then Garg Muni Prabhu asked, I know someone who is translating books. So can this device help in that? So the shopkeeper said, yes, oh yeah, you can use that. So then Garg Muni Prabhu asked, what is the price? It was very big at that time. It was $150. Very big price. But then he didn't know how to use it. So he was thinking that I will give this to Srila Prabhupada. It will be, because he used to see Srila Prabhupada wasn't a typist. He used to type with his index fingers and very slowly. He knew he had to do Bhagavad Gita and he had plans for many other things. So then he took about 1 hour at the shop to learn how to operate that dictaphone, various buttons and all. And then he brought it. He was very excited to show it to Srila Prabhupada. And he said, Prabhupada, there's a manual with this and you have to press this. Prabhupada said, I know. And he pressed exactly the right buttons and operated it. In fact, I saw a video of it. This dictaphone is also there in Vrindavan. Prabhupada's gallery is there. The original dictaphone which Prabhupada used. It's called Grundig Stenoret SL. I have a video of that, exactly how it operates. It's a very interesting, in those times also, even now, interesting machine where you can speak, it records, then there's a button where you can rewind, and then it plays back. In the same thing, it's like a mic and mic comes speaker, so the sound comes. Anyway, so from that point on, the Hare Krishna movement, it said the dictaphone revolutionized it. In the sense, because the speed became so fast, Prabhupada started translating more and more books. And now another problem was that nobody was there to transcribe. The tapes were just piling on and nobody was there to type. Because there used to be needed a foot pedal and to rewind it and type it. So there is this boy called Neil who comes and just so he had an assignment for 3 months to stay in some religious organization and write a paper on it. What was his experience about it? So then he said to Garg Muni Prabhu that I'll join your group for 3 months. So then immediately Garg Muni Prabhu asked, do you know how to type? He said, yes, I can type. And then he asked, okay, do you know how to use a dictaphone? He said, yeah, I know how to. So then, once he started, he was straight away typing 60 words per minute. High speed. Garg Muni Prabhu, he says in his American language, he was going miles on the pedal. Means there was a foot pedal and typing. So he was like, high speed he was doing that. And then, we all know that from 1955 to 1965, Srila Prabhupada published just one canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in 3 volumes, which he took before going to the West. But from 1965 to 1976 almost, all the 9 cantos, 17 cantos of Chaitanya Charitamrita, NOD, everything was revolutionized. And not only that, in 1971-72, Srila Prabhupada started the book distribution. He first time explained to them. And then so many books were going, so many books. And Prabhupada, thoda sa volume बढ़ा दो. Hare Krishna, thoda volume बढ़ा दो जी. So he was, the BBT was told that to give the Lakshmi, it was divided in two parts. One is it went back to the books to manufacture more books, publish more books. And second part used to go for the temple constructions. So various continents in Africa, in Australia. So Srila Prabhupada used to not donate as a loan. He used to give to the temples, and they used to make temples, and in 1 year they had to pay back. In fact, one time Srila Prabhupada was he landed at Delhi airport, and there was Tejas Prabhu with a garland, and he was about to garland Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada said, "Stop. Have you transferred the money to the BBT?" So Tejas Prabhu felt, is this the right time to ask this? So many reporters are there. It is just in the middle of the airport. So then he waited. He thought, yes, Prabhupada, we have translated. Okay, put the garland. So Srila Prabhupada was so strict. And Rameshwar Prabhu, who was the BBT in charge, he said that 1972-77, till those 5 years, every year the Lakshmi which was going out of the BBT for temple construction was doubling. And not only that, after 1976, whatever money BBT was making, it went to this construction of Juhu temple, Andheri. So that was so important for it. So what I'm trying to say, that how this shloka mentions Rishikesha Manusmritya, that Shukdev Goswami, when he was asked by Parikshit Maharaj how to the process of creation and all, so he remembers Krishna. And when Krishna helps, it is mystical. Sridhar Swami, whom Srila Prabhupada calls one of the original commentators on Srimad Bhagavatam. He wrote the original commentary, the explanation on Srimad Bhagavatam. He offers his obeisances and prayers to Krishna before starting that commentary. And it's a famous verse, many of us know. Mukam karoti vachalam, pangum langayate girim, yat kripatam aham bande, Paramananda Madhavam, Sri Gurun Dintaranam. So, even if one is not able to speak, Mukam Karoti Vachalam, if there is mercy of Krishna, he can speak eloquent poetry. And Pangum Langayate Girim, one who is Pangu, who cannot even walk, Langayate Girim, he can cross over big, huge mountains. So that is the mercy of Gurudev. And just a little bit about Sridhar Swami. He belonged to the Rudra Sampradaya, Vishnu Swami Sampradaya. And one time, one great scholar, Vallabh Bhatt, he approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's during those times. And he was a scholar, so he used to analyze everything analytical. He asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu once that this Jiva is a servant and Krishna is the master. He is the husband of the Jiva. So wife should never take the name of the husband, at least during those times, old times. So how come you devotees are chanting the names of Krishna? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that you do not understand. When Krishna himself is saying that you chant my names, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, when the husband himself is saying, then you should follow the orders rather than the rules. That was one time. So Vallabh Bhatt was a little bit sad that he could not defeat the argument. Then second time he came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he said that I have written a commentary, a unique commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. And I have even refuted Sridhar Swami, who is the original commentator. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I'll read this Bengali. Prabhu hasi kahe, Swami na mane, Eijan, Veshar bhitare tare karaye ganan. That somebody who does not accept a Swami, I consider him a low-class woman. So that means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is respecting Sridhar Swami so much. Swami na mane. So then that is the aspect of taking shelter of Krishna, mercy of Krishna. Similarly, we see the author of Chaitanya Charitamrit. Chaitanya Charitamrit is the book which has whole biography of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it's very poetic. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he wrote this book when he was very, very old. In fact, he says, Ei Grantha Likhaya More Madan Mohan. Madan Mohan, Lord Sri Krishna, is helping me to write this book. Amar Likhan Yena Shukera Pathan. Just like a parrot learns to speak, so he's teaching me and I'm just speaking like that. In fact, he says in one place that he's so old. He's saying, Ami Vriddha Jaratur, Likhite Kapaye Kar. I am so old that when I am writing, my hands are shaking. And then, Mana Kichu Smarana na hoy. I cannot remember anything. He is writing this Chaitanya Charitamrit in such an old age. Na dekhaye nayane, na shuniye shravane. I cannot see properly with my eyes, nor can I hear from my ears. He also mentions similar Badir in another verse somewhere. And then he says, Tabu likhi, ei bada vismay. Still I am writing, that itself is a big mystical thing. So that shows how Krishna's mercy helps. I remember one time, a personal story, we were distributing books in companies during the December marathon. It will come in next month. So we used to distribute these Bhagavad Gitas and Srimad Bhagavatam sets, not full sets, but first canto, second canto. So we were in one place, but the books were not going so much. So we used to, our system was we used to distribute in companies, factories. We had already talked with one company in a place called Baddi. It is in North India, a very cold place, especially during the winters. So then the permission was next day onwards for the guest room. We had to stay somewhere. We had a bus and I was the cook in it. The bus also had a gas cylinder, sigdi, all the utensils, all the vegetables, of course, we used to take from the market. But wheat, rice, atta, dal, everything was there, all the spices. Inside the bus, everything inside the bus, along with the books. But we needed a place to stay, sleep, because we were about 5-6 devotees. So somehow we reached one evening earlier. The permission was from tomorrow onwards to that cold place Baddi, that too in the evening, late evening, like around 8 p.m. So we thought we will request the company people that anyway we are going to set up a stall in your company tomorrow onwards. Can we just stay over in the guest house for one night? To our utter surprise, they said, no, your permission is from tomorrow, so you can come tomorrow. We had no place to stay. So then, and it was getting dark. It was almost like 8:30 p.m. And the roads were all hilly roads, not normal highways. The bus was like, it was all very crude. So then we thought we'll stay in a hotel somewhere. So we will look for few hotels, all were booked, to our surprise. And then we found one hotel and the owner said there is one room is there, but only for one person. Okay, then we said fine, he will stay at night. Tomorrow morning we all can go and at least have a bath and then go to the company. He said no. Only that person who is staying can take bath, and we thought we will sleep in the bus and go. So that option was not there, like the money we were going to pay. So then we said, let us see, bus is going ahead, almost like a mountainous climb. And then someone said that there is a temple, Lakshmi Narayan temple there, and you go and ask them. So we went there, and to our surprise, actually, he said, no, you cannot. Usually, we never got a no in temples or ashrams. They say, okay, they understood. But he said no. So then we were really stuck. We didn't know what to do. Finally, we asked around and somebody said that there is a Baba who stays about 1 kilometer away. You can ask him. We thought there's no chance. But anyway, we drove to that place. Finally, we asked him that, can we stay? And somehow he welcomed us. Okay, fine, you can come and stay. His place was a partial cave and a partial construction. Not only that, he had full electric supply inside that cave, and it was so cold, believe me. North India, in December, it's like very cold. At least I was a new person, not even in saffron, white, and I had not carried a lot of bedding and all that, just some thin shawls and all. So he supplied us that thick mattress and rajai and all that. He also had a bathing place where there was an electric heater, water heater, where we could have warm water, everything. We were really surprised, so much arrangement. So then we asked him for one night. Next day we went to the company, and I would like to finish the story fast, but anyway. So then we saw that guest room. It was really dilapidated. The window was broken, the wind was coming. There was only one tap, which was only in the wash basin. If we have to take bath, we have to open that tap and with the mug, and very, very difficult circumstances. So we went back to this Baba and we said, can we stay for a few days? So he didn't mind. But then he was like the Mahant of the village, that small place, and everyone used to respect him like one of the spiritual leaders of that place. So he had one system. He used to sit on a dais every day morning, and he used to make tea, a big kettle of tea, and there used to be a big, huge line of all the villagers, and they used to come to take this tea prasad, Baba prasad of, and there used to be a line. So, of course, we knew that this is not such a bona fide thing. But anyway, so as we would we would follow our own schedule, take bath and sit and chant. All 4, 5, 6 of us sit in a circle and chant every day morning. After a few days, 1 or 2 days, strange phenomenon happened. The line they started lining in front of us, seeing the few of the colors, and then they used to, of course, go to the tea and take the tea prasad also. They used to bow down, and we used to be just chanting. So till that day, everything was fine. But the day the line started coming our way also, I mean, I remember there used to be an old song in my childhood, कि तुम मुझे ना चाहो तो मुश्किल नहीं, किसी और को चाहोगी तो मुश्किल होगी. So that Baba, because I was like a new person, in white, and just like kids in the family, they understand what's the mood of the parents, and I could see that he's not satisfied. He's not feeling fine after this, and he did not used to ask of all the seniors anything, but used to ask me कि और कितना दिन है आप लोग, कितना है क्या है, and I used to tell the seniors that he's asking me और कितना दिन है. They used to say okay. Anyway, what I mean to say is, last day when we went, so we gave him all the books, and I used to have few cassettes of Maharaj. In those times there were no mobiles also. It's very old, almost 20 years back story I'm telling. So I gave all 4 cassettes of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj for him to listen. He was a Punjabi guy. But anyway, the point I was trying to say is that the mercy of Krishna, when you have, all the arrangements are there when you depend on Krishna. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions that a conditioned soul has 4 defects. And anything spiritual does not have those 4 defects. So Jiva Goswami, who is one of the acharyas in our line, for the first time in his Tattva Sandarbha, he mentions what are these 4 defects. One is Brahma, Pramad, Vipralipsa, and Karna Patava. So Brahma means getting illusioned, just like You see a rope at night and you feel that it's a snake. So that is called illusion. Or you see the mirage. Mirage, like on the road, sometimes vehicles are going and you see water, but there's no water. When you go ahead, there's no water. So Vipralipsa. Vipralipsa is being dishonest, like cheating propensity. Like you go to a shopkeeper and you tell him, is this the cost price of this? So he'll say, I'm making very less profit. It's actually, he might be making very. Recently, I had gone to this market of bags to purchase bags. So I purchased 2-3 bags. So I asked the price. He said total 10,000. So we started walking. We started. Okay, 5,000. I was like, Bombay, where is 10 and where is 5? And then he said, okay, 3 final. So I mean to say that this is the propensity. And then Karna Apatava. Patu means expert. And Karna Apatu means the senses are imperfect. Like if we have a glass of water and we put a stick inside, so we see the stick bent, or we see the sun, it's so small, it can be covered with a coin. But it's not so small, it's many times. So our senses are having defect. That's why in Marathi they say, Jasa dista, tasa nasta. Manun म्हणून तर जग फसतं. So so our senses are always deluding. And there's a story. There was a disciple of Vyasadev who has written all the Vedas, Jaimini Rishi. So one time he was reading this verse written by Vyasadev. Matra swastra duitrava na vivikta asano bhavet. Balvan indriya gramam vidvamsam api karshati. So the verse says that do not sit in a lonely place on the same seat with even your mother, sister or daughter. Matra swastra dhuitrava na vivikta asano bhavet. Balavan indriya gramam. So somebody might say that this is just for some people who are not vidwan, who are just like dumb. No, it is, Vyasadev writes, vidvamsam api karshati. Even intelligent people are bewildered. So when Jaimini Rishi read that, he felt this shloka has some problem. So Vyasadev said, okay, if you feel you do not believe, maybe you will learn by experience. So then he told his disciple that I'm going out for a few days and you take care of the ashram. The ashram was in the forest. So Vyasadev went for traveling and then it so happened that it was a rainy night. One young girl came and met Jaimini Rishi and said, I'm alone in the forest and where do I go? So can I stay somewhere in your ashram? So Jaimini Muni said, no, this is Brahmachari ashram, you cannot stay. But then she said, I'm alone, where can I stay? So he said, fine, this is one kutir, you stay in that. And even if I knock, you should not open the door. So she said, fine. And then he was reading the Bhagavatam and he was thinking, just see, nothing happened to me, I'm fine. But then when he was reading, he got the thought, at least I should have asked the name of that girl. And then further he got all the thoughts. So he went and knocked. He said, the voice came, who is there? He said, I'm the same person who gave you the kutir. He said, no, I think your motives are not good. So the story goes that he climbs the roof and jumps down. And he says, I want to marry you. So she says, I don't know, are you serious? He said, yes, I can do anything. So she says, okay, you carry me on 2 legs and feet on your back to the nearest temple. Then I'll believe that you are serious about marriage. So then he starts going like that on all 4s. And then he hears the shloka from above. Matra swasra duitrava na vivikta asano bhavet. Balaram indriya gramam. So then he looks up and he sees a beard. Vyasadev, his own guru, is sitting on his back. That now you understand. So that is what is the senses are giving us wrong information. And That's why Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, they are constantly telling us what is the truth. That's what we need to believe. Like in Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Krishna himself is saying, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Kamesha Krodesha Rajoguna Samadva Mahashano Mahapapma. Lust is that, like, it eats everything, Maha Ashana. Vidhi Enam Iha Verinam. Lust is your enemy, very. Then in another place, it is said, Dushpurena. It is never fulfilled, never complete. Jnanino Nitya Verina, Kam Rupena, Dushpurena Anale. It's like a fire which is never ever satisfied. But the Jiva feels that one day I'll be happy. Persons usually feel, they keep scrolling the reels, keep seeing videos. At least some video will help me. Some video will make me happy. Hours and hours and hours pass by. There's this person called Glyn Wolf. He has got a record of marrying the most number of times. 30 times he has married in his one life. And one marriage lasted maximum 11 years. The shortest was 19 days only. And in his last marriage was with one girl called Linda Wolf, who herself had married 23 times before. So this man died at the age of 89. He had 100 children from various wives. But at his death, not even just one son came, because they never felt the love of their father. So that is the condition. That person sees that I will get happiness, I will get happiness. New. It is said, like, sense gratification is like the iceberg. We know the story of Titanic ship. So iceberg, actually it is said, only 1/10, whatever is seen above the water is just 1/10. 9/10 is below the water. That's how the Titanic sank. I've heard that the captain thought that we could just break it. It is so small. So, but sense gratification breaks us. King Yayati in the 9th canto, after enjoying for a long time with his wife, he's teaching his wife. He says, Purnam Varsha Sahasram me, that I have enjoyed with you for 1,000 years. Purnam, full 1,000 years I have enjoyed. Vishayata Sevo Asakrit, continuously I have enjoyed with you. Tathapi Chanu Savam, he is saying that still Trishna Teshu Upajayate. My desire for enjoying is increasing more and more. Means it has not stopped at all. Trishna Anusavam, more and more. So one time a person asked Srila Prabhupada that why does the jiva fall down in the first place from the spiritual world? Prabhupada said, causeless stupidity. He is causelessly stupid. He should not have come here. Another time, one devotee said, Prabhupada, this Juhu temple wall is there. It is like a prison and we are all trapped inside this prison. Prabhupada said, no, the prison is outside. This is the heaven. Like that. So then somebody might say, what should we do in this world if we do not enjoy our senses? So Rishabdev explains that this body is kleshada. This body which is giving klesha. Just like Narad Muni gives Narayan to everyone. So this body is giving klesha. And so it is like all the background apps in the mobile which keep on taking the memory, keep on taking the battery from the mobile. So it's not that we can clear all those thoughts just like we clear all the apps. And then, so does it mean that we should just suppress? No, neti. So it is said, it is just like if you have a football, anytime somebody might have tried pressing the football inside the water. How tough it is. The more time you keep, it does not remain and it just jumps out. So that is the problem of saying no. There's an incident like the first Kartik Yatra when we had this Govardhan Puja cooking. So the devotees cooked so much bhoga that the person who was in charge of distributing prasad, He was feeling that we don't know what we will do with after this boga is offered to Govardhan. They had offered it. And he was planning maybe he will stand on the Parikrama Marg and he will give it to all the passers-by. But then, to the utter surprise, the capacity of devotees, within 1 hour, everything, all prasad was gone, within the devotees only. So then there was one new person who had come to help in the kitchen. So this person who was in charge of distributing prasad, he was searching for some prasad to give to this new person who had volunteered to help. So there was nothing, only, but then he was walking, he saw under a tree there was one devotee sitting with a big huge plate of prasad, and he had almost 12 to 13 pots of Mahaprasad around that plate. And he himself was sitting like a Govardhan, ready. So then the in charge, the devotee asked that, will you finish all this? He said, that is my problem. What is your problem, you tell. He said, no, there's one person who helped in kitchen, so I would like to give. That, so say that way, don't ask my capacity. My capacity is very high. So then that's how the senses are there. So Rupa Goswami gives us how we can engage everything in Krishna's service. It's not that one has to take vairagya or leave this world. He says, anasaktasya vishayan itaran upayunjata nirbandha Krishna sambandhe. Everything we can use in the service of Lord Sri Krishna. That way. Ours is not the Mayavadi movement where they say Jagan Mithya, Brahma Satyam, that this world is an illusion. In fact, we see all the 4 mutts of the Shankaracharya. There are 4 mutts in India. All the temple presidents of their Mathadish are all sannyasis only. But in Hare Krishna movement, you see many grihasthas are temple presidents. So ours is not a Vairagya movement. In fact, there is a Jabala Upanishad which says, Yad eva virajet, tad ahar eva pravajet. That whenever the detachment comes to your mind, just leave home. Yad ahar eva virajet. The day you get detachment, you leave home. But then, and then the examples are given that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got detached and Shankaracharya. But Rupa Goswami says, no. Anya bhilashita shunyam jnana karma adi. So Jiva Goswami explains what is this adi. This adi is vairagya, that one should give up this jnana, karma, vairagya also. Why? Because Sri Vallabhacharya, the same Vallabhat who came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu initially, I told the story, refuting the commentary of Sridhar Swami. So he has written a poem that if one is thinking of taking sannyas, so how he should think. He says, Grihadera badhaktvena sadhanartham tadayati. Sometimes the person in the household life, he feels that Grihadera badhaktvena, that this household life is an obstacle. In what? Sadhanartham. In my sadhana, I cannot do my sadhana. So then Vallabhacharya is giving him warning that agre api tadrisheva sango bhavati nanyatha, that the same people, same type of people who are there inside the house, same people are outside. Where are you going? After all, people are people. They have the same tendencies, same desires, same thoughts, same motivations, same intentions. So you are going in public. You are renouncing the home and going in the public. But Sango Bhavati Nanyata Agre Api Tadrishirva. And then further Vallabhacharya is saying, not only that, there is a danger. Swayam cha Vishaya Kranta, that you might become a pretender. And Pashandi Syad tu Khalaha. So you might also become a Pashandi, a pretender, enjoying sense gratification. So one should, that's why it is said that Rupa Goswami is saying, Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagya Uchyate. And in the Bhakti philosophy, there are 3 types of devotees. One is called Sadhana Siddha, one is called Nitya Siddha, one is called Kripa Siddha. So Sadhana Siddha is the devotee who does sadhana, chanting, hearing, worshipping, whatever is our devotional process. That's how they perfect their life. Kripa Siddha are those who get just the mercy of the Lord without doing anything. Just like in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to look at someone and he used to start chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. He used to embrace someone, finish, no previous qualification. But that is very rare. We don't get that. And of course, Nitya Siddha, they never ever forget Krishna. So, Kripa Siddha, some people we meet usually while traveling. One person said, "Hum बैठे आराम, हमारा जप करे Ram." So we don't need to chant. That's how, but that is not the case. We have to chant. Also, that's why the bhakti process, Padma Puran mentions that Arche Vishnu Shiladhir Gurushu Naramati. It is said when you worship the deities, you should not feel that it is just a piece of marble. Because that is a wrong intelligence. Just like Srila Prabhupada in few of his Hindi lectures, he explains that how some people say कि पत्थर पूजने से यदि हरि मिले तो मैं पूजूं पहाड़. Means if you are worshipping a small stone and you get Hari, so I'll start worshipping a mountain. Of course, if he worships Govardhan, that's fine. Also in Chitrakoot there is a mountain like Govardhan. That is also fine. But deity reciprocates according to our desire. It is because we cannot see, if we cannot see Krishna right now. If he comes, in which body he will come? He will come in a spiritual body, right? Satchit Ananda Vigraha. So that Satchit Ananda body can we see? We can see material elements. Jal, Agni, Vayu, earth, water, fire, air, ether. That is what we can see with these eyes. That's what we said. The purport Prabhupada mentioned 4 defects of the conditioned soul. That these senses are having defects. So that's why Krishna mercifully comes in that form. Even if you feel he is a stone, then for you he is a stone. But for devotees who pray, who have that reciprocation, Krishna will reciprocate exactly in the same way. Guru Shu Naramati. Now Guru is not just an ordinary human being, that he should not be considered like that. Vaishnavera Jati Buddhi. One should not see a devotee belonging to some particular caste. Like some people say ki, acha, you have a Western Guru, we have an Indian Guru. And like that, because once Vaishnavas have two main things. One is main Sharnagati, Mukhya Lakshan. Mukhya Lakshan is Sharnagati. They are taking shelter of the Lord. Like Srila Prabhupada was approached by few people and said that your devotees, your disciples are not pronouncing the mantras properly. Like we see some Chinese, they cannot pronounce R. So they will say Hale Lama, Lama Lama, Hale Hale. Because they don't have that practice. So Prabhupada said that their pronunciation is not proper, but their renunciation is proper. So this is, Mukhya Lakshan is Sharnagati. Gaund Lakshan is good manners, and that will come slowly. So Vaishnavera Jati Buddhi. Then Charnamrita Ambu Buddhi means if you feel that Charnamrit or Ganga is just like ordinary water, that is also a wrong conception. In fact, there is a shloka which says, Akala Mrityu Haranam Sarva Papa Pranashanam Vishnu Padotakam Pitva Shirasi Sandharyamyaham. They said that if you take Charnamrit, the Akala Mrityu, there is something called as Kala Mrityu, one is Akal. Haranam Sarva Papa Pranashanam. If you take Charnamrit, all your sins are destroyed. So it is such a purifying thing. And then Vishnu Namani, so it is like to consider the name of Krishna to be just like syllables. Like one time Srila Prabhupada was approached by one person and he said, actually the ecstasy which you devotees are experiencing while chanting Hare Krishna, it is maybe due to repetition. You repeat Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So maybe if I just repeat numbers, that is also fine. Like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Prabhupada said, fine, you can try that. Once you get tired, you can start chanting Hare Krishna. So it's not just repetition. I met a person in the train, he used to say, Mala Pherat Jogbhaya, because we chant and it's very prominent. People see, for hours these people are chanting on beats. So he used to say, Mala Pherat Jogbhaya, Phirana Man Ka Pher, कर का मन का डार दे, मन का फेर. He say, they have all these sayings, you know, that mala ferat jug bhaya. So many years you are chanting, firana man ka pher, still your mind is disturbed. Kar ka man ka dal de, leave the mala and just chant in the mind. So basically they are trying to discourage this process of sadhana bhakti. So that is, the Padma Puran says this is all not proper intelligence. In fact, we used to stay in some temple. So the person there used to see us chanting, used to sing on the mic something, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Japte, Japte, Biti hai Umariya. So he used to say, Abhi Umar beet rahi hai, kab aoge Savariya? Something like that. You are never going to get Krishna. So, and they all used to smoke and all that, everything, those where we had to stay in some places for distributing books. So anyway, the process is, I'll just finish in 5 more minutes, that we do not say neti neti, no. We engage these senses in the service of Krishna. Eyes, we see the darshan of the Lord. With ears, we hear katha, like that. With nose, we can have fragrance. So the Vedas, they say that sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. That let everyone be happy. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve bhavantu niramaya. No one should have diseases. So, and everything auspicious should be there in your life. So that is what Vedas are for. So Vedas is not just that somebody who believes in the Vedas. Sarve, not only Indians, anyone who is following the Vedas. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, fine, I'll end with this, Samoham sarva bhuteshu, na me dveshyosti na priya. That I am equal to everyone and I do not envy anyone. So that is what is the Vedas are for. I think I have exactly stopped my lecture on time. My notes are also over. Hare Krishna. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.